The story begins with Mary, a quiet black widow who lived on a small, forgotten street in a bustling city. She had lost her husband in a tragic accident years earlier and was left to raise her two children alone. Money was always short, and every day felt like a battle just to survive. But Mary had one gift: her love for baking. Her tiny kitchen was filled with the smell of fresh bread, warm cookies, and sweet pies. Neighbors often caught the aroma drifting out her window, but instead of kindness, she faced something harsher: mockery mixed with prejudice. Some whispered cruelly behind her back, saying, "Why waste time baking when you can barely afford groceries?" Others laughed at her dream of one day selling her pastries. One afternoon, Mary finally gathered her courage. She set up a small wooden table on the street corner with a basket of homemade bread. She stood there with a shy smile, hoping anyone might stop. But instead of support, a group of local shopkeepers jeered. One sneered, "Nobody's going to buy from a poor black widow with nothing." Another laughed, "Go back home. You're embarrassing yourself." Tears stung Mary's eyes. The words cut deep, but she refused to pack up. Instead, she whispered to herself, "This is for my children. This is for our future." For hours, not a single person bought anything. She was about to give up when an old man walked by. He asked for a loaf. When she nervously told him the price, he handed her more than she expected and said, "Keep baking. One day they'll thank you." That small act lit a spark inside her. The next morning, Mary baked again, and again the day after that. Slowly, a few customers came, then more. Word spread of the Black Widow's bread, soft, warm, and filled with love. People began traveling from other streets just to taste it. The same neighbors who once mocked her now stood in line at her corner, waiting for her bread. Months turned into years, and Mary's little table became a small shop. Her children helped after school, and soon she was able to hire workers. The very street where she had once been humiliated now smelled of her success every morning. But the real twist came years later. The city announced a major renovation project for the neighborhood. At the ceremony, the mayor stood before a large crowd and revealed a surprise. The main street would be renamed Mary S. Way. Not after a politician, not after a wealthy donor, but after the black widow whose courage and bread had revived the entire community. The crowd erupted in cheers. Tears rolled down Mary's cheeks, and the same shopkeepers who once mocked her stood in silence, ashamed. Mary's legacy was no longer about just bread. It was about turning humiliation into hope, prejudice into pride, and pain into purpose. She had proven that dignity, faith, and persistence could change not just her own life, but the spirit of an entire street. Mary stood at the corner where it all began. She looked at her children, now grown. She looked at her shop, thriving. She looked at the street sign that now carried her name. And she whispered, "They laughed when I started, but this street is now my legacy." What do you think? Was her determination the reason for her success? Or was it destiny that guided her? Share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more powerful, life-changing stories.